Hey T Squad, it's me Keisha, and I'm here with this week's All Tea All Shade Real Housewives of Dubai Season 2 Episode 7 review. Sorry if you hear lawnmower outside, my landscapers are out there doing my yard. But anywho, let's get into this week's episode because it was actually really good. Like, I feel like the season kind of started off a little shaky, a little slow, but I feel like the episodes are picking up at this point, and I'm really excited about it because I was worried about Dubai. I still am because the ratings haven't been that high, but the episodes and the girls are doing a great job. So Chanel actually dons her real hair, even though she's bald. Very excited about it because I was like, what is underneath them hats that she calls wigs? She looked really cute. Given very alien-like, but she's a supermodel. She looks great. Her sister and brother are in town for her makeup launch. And her son, Taj, has been signed to IMG Models, and he recently just did a Burberry campaign. So shout out to her son. That is awesome. The dress that she's going to wear for her makeup launch was actually flown in from a museum in Egypt. Like, it was absolutely beautiful. The detail on that cape dress was giving so Nefertiti's. It was absolutely fantastic. You can tell that thousands and thousands of hours were spent on that. And I got to give Chanel her big one for that one. Even though the gowns and stuff is kind of becoming a little played out, that was a flex. That was a flex. So before the show, they show Chanel in the hallway praying to God that this works out for her and that it's a good show and that, you know, the product sale, you know, because I'm sure a lot of time and money was invested into this, and she wants it to be a success. Now, I haven't seen anybody buy the products or anything like that. Maybe they're selling over in Dubai. I don't know, but I'm wishing the best for her. If I was her, I would have been sending the palettes, like gift boxes and stuff, to all of the housewives. I would have sent them to all of the housewives. I would have been sending them to bloggers, podcasters, anybody that does reviews. That's how you get your stuff out there outside of just promoting on the show. But hey, that's just me. The girls arrive, and Stanbury is still very upset with Sarah for switching up on her when it comes to Brooks, because she points out how they were super close and how she didn't really even see it for Brooke and vice versa. But as soon as Brooks decided to come for her, she wanted to then go to the ops. The show starts and models are coming down in outfits. So it was obviously a collaboration with a designer and then, you know, her makeup line. But the girls are all confused because they was like, is this a fashion show? Like, where is the makeup? And I was like, y'all stop being stupid. You know dang on well the models are wearing the makeup. But see, where I think that they failed at with the makeup is that it was too plain. You had these exuberant outfits and just regular natural looking faces. Like, y'all should have did some artistic looks on the eyes and stuff like that. The men should have looked like, not like crazy makeup, you know, but they should have had something going on where you knew that the guys were wearing makeup. I feel like there was a lost opportunity there, but the show was good. Lesa, however, and Brooks arrived late. But they said it was a lot of traffic and it was hard to get in, this, that, and the third. Mind you, Lesa showed up in red and Stanbury is in red as well. Stanbury hair was giving me 1998 prom. She had like a little waterfall ponytail with the little ziggy zags. I was like, what black girl did your hair, honey? Because it was giving very black girl realness. So Stanbury says in her confessional, the fact that Brooks had to come in just as it was all over doesn't surprise me at all. Brooks cannot watch other people succeed. And I agree. Brooks is a hater, Hey, Brooks is just a miserable person. But I've had an epiphany when it comes to the Brooke and Taleen situation. And I'm going to get to that in a second because it really changed my stance on how I felt about their whole little friendship dynamic. So the girls all sit down, they're chit-chatting and everything. And they up here talking about, oh, it's cold. Production put it was 77 degrees. They talking about it's cold and chilly. Girl, get out of here. Taleen husband tries to talk to Brooks. It was really like very surface level, dry. She was giving one word answers like she barely knew the man. It was just so awkward and weird. Taleen says in her confessional that she's been reaching out to Brooks to stop this little beef that they got going on. But she says that, she's been dry to her as well. Sergio then pulls Sarah to the side to ask her like what's going on between her and Stanbury, because they was tight, they all was cool. And Sarah says that she always has Stanbury back, but Stanbury never has her back like when people are coming for her. And off the top of my head, I can't remember a time where Stanbury stuck up for Sarah. But Sarah, to me, even though she says that she be trying to help people, I feel like she's one of those people that try to help people so then she can have something to use against them in her back pocket. That's the type of girl that she is. Then they show us a flashback to Stanbury actually going over to Sarah's house to talk things out with her. Sarah tells her how she feels about the situation, and they come to some sort of a conclusion, but not really, because things are still very strained between them. Brooks, however, acknowledges to Taleen one-on-one as they're sitting there that, she got her voice notes that she had been sending her and apologizing for being mean and having a smart mouth or whatever. But at that point, we don't know exactly what she's talking about. I'm thinking at that point she's just talking about how she's just been kind of flippant towards old girl, but actually it went way deeper. So Taleen tells the girls, I got an apology from Brooks, and everybody was like, okay, good. So Brooks in her confessional was like, I'm really proud of Tony Khan for what she did for Ayan. I love Tony Khan's design. Tony Khan did a great job with this makeup line. Once again, proving Stanbury correct that you just can't be happy for somebody. I mean, anybody with a brain knows that Ayan didn't do all of this on her own. The lady stood up there with her. She's her business partner. If anything, Ayan might have put some money in on it, but not majority. And she's the face of the brand. But this woman obviously is the financial backer of Ayan Beauty or whatever. But all of that shading and stuff, like she didn't do that with you when it came to the ice box or whatever you want to call that place that you got that we don't never see nobody in. Like, let's not do that. Let's not do that. Especially from a black woman doing that to another black woman. Like, okay, fun shade and all that, but like, come on, sis. Like, that's another black woman. Give her her props, So Brooks, Sarah, and Lesa have lunch on another day. And Sarah says that she doesn't think that she and Stanbury have a deep friendship. And Brooks calls Stanbury a narcissist. I noticed at that table, Lesa wasn't saying nothing. She was just listening, child, because she knows she can't really trust neither one of them heifers. So Brooks says that she doesn't know if she's going to actually go to Stanbury's housewarming. And they both said that they were even shocked that they got to invite her and Sarah. So Lesa asks, what exactly were you apologizing to Taleen for? And Brooks was like, oh my God. She was like, I called her a beggar. And they was like, a beggar? Like, what she was begging for, girl? Like, what was going on? And she was like, she begged me for everything. She begged me to come film a scene last season. She asked me to come film this scene. She asked me to get her on the show and all of this, that, and the third. And I was like, and they actually show flashbacks to season 1 where Taleen actually was with Brooks during several of the events. And what made me change my mind on the Brooks and Taleen situation is because I was looking at something this week, and somebody in the comment section on whatever I was looking at was saying how Brooks basically started a beef with Stanbury to get Taleen on a show, to have her have a reason, to have, some type of beef or quarrel with one of the girls. And as soon as she got on the show, she totally switched up on her and befriended Stanbury, and then started giving Brooks her the kiss. And I was like, you know what? That's true. Now it all clicks into my mind because I wasn't thinking about it in terms of a reality show terms. I have been saying that I felt like Taleen was wrong for going and talking to Stanbury about her and Brooks' situation, considering the fact that they are into it. But I wasn't thinking about the business side of it all, pretty much. Looking at it from that standpoint, me and you been homegirls for 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you trying to get into my friend circle. You trying to get on the show. I help you get on the show by making this little thing that happened between you and her a big thing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm coming into the season on some fuck Stanbury type shit, having your back. And then you take this storyline and decide to switch it up and make it seem like I'm just being messy and starting beefs and this, that, and the third, when I'm trying to help, ride for you. So in that essence, if that is the case, then I understand why Brooks is upset with Taleen. That makes more sense than anything else. And if that is true, then of course Taleen is 1000% wrong for switching up on her homegirl who was trying to help her. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know about Taleen. I'm side-eyeing Taleen now. Not to say that I still don't side-eye Brooks, because I do, and I still think she's a miserable bitch at the end of the day. So Lesa and Rich have a couples night, and she says that after they had their first son, that they noticed that they was kind of like drifting apart a little bit. So they made a pact that they would never go, that every week they would have a date night no matter what. So it's their date night. She looked gorgeous as always. Rich is sexy. That's a little sexy little big tooth gummy mouth white man. He a good looking white man. He got swag. I see the vision, honey. So Lesa brings up him having more time on his hand to do pampering and all of that stuff, and how she don't. He was trying to make a joke out of it. She was looking at him like, nigga, I'm not playing with you right now. He got it together real quick. He was like, oh, I'm sorry. What is it that you need, my love? And so she goes to tell him that, I'm overwhelmed. Like, I never have any time to do anything, and the boys' football is really taking over my life. And he was like, I'm sorry, like whatever you need, I'm gonna help you with it. He was like, you're a wonderful mother. You're a great wife. She gets emotional and starts crying. And I loved that man immediately was like, come here, moved the pillow that was in between them and scooted over to her and held her in his arms. It's rare where we see a husband on these shows be comforting and affectionate towards their wives like that. Most of the time when the girls cry, the husband just be like, oh babe, stop crying or whatever. But I love that he took her into his arms and was like, I got you. He was like, I will help more. She was like, I ain't just talking about one time. He was like, no, I'm going to do it weekly. I'm going to help you. And I really love that. I hope that he lived up to his word. So then Lesa, Ayan, Brooks, and Taleen have a pool day. And that view was absolutely amazing. I don't know what hotel rooftop they was on, but I need to go there immediately. It was stunning. Oh my God, it was stunning. So Chanel in her confessional says Lesa wants me all to herself, but she's okay with me hanging out with somebody else as long as she's there. And she's not lying. We've seen proof throughout this season that Lesa is very territorial when it comes to Chanel, especially with Chanel being friends with Stanbury. We've seen her make little comments and stuff like that. It's very childish. I'm very shocked with Lesa about that. But at the same time, you can't police a grown woman's friendships. If anything, if she's feeling some type of way about Chanel even being cool with Brooks, Stanbury, considering what she said about her at the reunion, that she was taking other people's designs and that, she don't own her company and all of this type of stuff, then I would say that, you know what I'm saying? But that has not been said, but you can tell that Lesa does not like the fact that they're cool with one another. So she even goes on to say, like, I got to watch how much I laugh. I can't laugh at no jokes or anything like that. And that's ridiculous. That really honestly is. Lesa doesn't understand why everybody is on the Stanbury train. She just don't get it. She don't see it for her or nothing. Lesa says that they're going to go on the girls' trip to Bali, which sounds amazing. It's going to be an eat, pray, party theme. So she's going to be in, She's going to be over the eating part. Brooks will be over the partying, and Sarah will be over the pray, which everybody laughed at. And I was like, y'all some shady bitch naives, okay? Taleen then brings up the apology that she received from Brooks. And Lesa was like, yeah, we talked about that. And she said that, you know, what she said to you was that she called you a beggar. And if y'all go back and look at Taleen's face, it was giving me that she did call that girl a beggar, because the look on her face wasn't one of shock. It was a look of anger that you went and told these girls what you said to me. Because if you go back to Chanel's modeling show, her makeup show, when they asked, you know, what did you apologize for? And they both were like, you know, just a lot of things. So when Lesa then said, you know, she called you a beggar, you can tell by the look on her face that Brooks actually did say that to her, and she was pissed off that she repeated it to them girls, because she was fuming. But she decides to tell the girls that this was her first time hearing this. Like, I'm a beggar now? Like, where'd that come from? Her poker face wasn't hitting on nothing. It's the night of Stanbury's housewarming. Before everybody gets there, she brings up Yasmin to Sergio and how they had a talk. And he was basically like, you know, I love her. You know, I would do anything for her. I don't want to be her father. I know I'm not her father, but she has to respect me at the end of the day. And I agree. Respect should be given on both ends. But I do feel like Stanbury is still trying to sugarcoat everything just to block it out and act like it's not happening. This situation is just not going to be over and fixed like that, because it's too much that has been said and done with him moving in the way that he did, the relationship. It's just a lot there. And Stanbury needs to literally open her eyes and deal with what's going on with her daughter and her new husband. Brooks arrives with her +1 that shouldn't have been there, because it was a seated dinner with only enough plates for the people that she invited. Like, how you gonna bring a +1 to my event? And girl, I would have turned her around so quick. So I would have been like, thank you so much for coming, but I told you there was no +1s. You didn't even ask me. Thank you for coming. But unless you're going to tell your homegirl to leave, you're going to have to leave with her, because we're not going to play these games, little girl. But on top of that, not only does she come with a +1, but Brooks comes in saging this woman's house. Bitch, I would have cussed Brooks the fuck out. Don't come in my house making my shit smell like rosemary and thyme and cilantro and shit. I don't know what demon you done prayed to, but I don't want that bullshit up in here. Okay? And that's just so fucking rude to come doing it to somebody motherfucking house. You don't know spiritually what they believe in or anything. And so Stanbury knew what she was doing and was like, I ain't gonna even play into it, but you a better one than me, because this was the time for you to fucking go off on Brooks. So she ends up taking the little sage thing away from her or whatever, and figures out a way to add in her friend that came with her. So everybody arrives. They're sitting down for dinner, and Stanbury stands up to say a toast. And here goes Sergio. Mommy, I have something to say too. And she's like, okay, can you give me a minute? Can I say my speech? Like, he is so annoying. He would turn me off. Nothing down there would get wet for Sergio. He literally acts like a child, but then you want her children to respect you, and you act more childish than they do. He has no social etiquette, no social cues. Like, he is such a baby. Like, their relationship is ridiculous to me. I don't understand it at all. I really honestly don't. She treats him like he's her, fourth child? Because don't she got 3 kids? Like, I just, no. Sergio didn't stand up to say his speech, and he was like, okay, Caroline, you can sit down. And everybody was kind of like, what the fuck? He was like, no, honey, you can stand up. And Chanel gonna say, I mean, she paid for the house, Sergio. Like, damn. Woo! Baby, he was like, huh, what did you say, Chanel? And Lesa tells, oh no, she was saying that the roasted turkey looked good. So then Brooks and Chanel both say in their confessional that Stanbury little BFF Michael that they were staying with is actually her money man, and that he the one that pays for her house, her clothing, her utilities. He's the one that pays for everything. Now, I don't know how and they said that he was the one that told them that one night when he was drinking too much. Now, I've never known for Ayan to be a liar, so I believe Ayan. Now, if this would have just came from Brooks, I would have been kind of side-eyeing it. But considering the fact that Ayan heard it too from this man, I believe it. But I'm wondering, like, what is he getting out of it? Why is he taking care of his best friend? Where is her money? From her marriage settlement or whatever, her career, because she had a whole business and everything in London that was really successful. Why would he be funding her life? What is he getting out of it? Now, Brooks been doing the rounds here, doing interviews, and been saying that Michael is her sugar daddy. I thought Michael was gay. Something I'm missing. So maybe she a tax write-off. I don't know, child. But we all know that Sergio ain't paying for shit. And that's another thing. I don't understand why she likes Sergio. Not only does he act like a 4-year-old, he's aggravating and he ain't got no money. Like, girl, no, I don't get it. And then she wonder why her kids ain't got no respect for him. She ain't even got no respect for him. So how you expect for them to have respect? Everybody started eating and drinking. Mind you, Brooks is really drinking, and she made a comment on I need another drink, but I need something to eat too. So it seemed like she just been drinking and hadn't even eaten anything. So she just, kind of getting sloshed a little bit. So they discussed the Bali trip. And everybody's excited about the partying and the eating aspect, but nobody's talking about the prayer part. And Stanbury was like, we don't want to pray. Who the fuck goes on holiday to pray? And I was like, well, goddamn, Stanbury, say it with your chest. And Sarah was like, I mean, I get why some people don't want to pray because they need an exorcism. But she didn't say exorcism. I don't know what the hell that word was. She was giving me Wanda vision with that one. You could tell Stanbury was hot. She was hot after that, honey. She ain't like that. So Taleen husband makes a comment about how he worries when Taleen and Stanbury get together because they be wilding or whatever. And Brooks, that triggers her because she feeling some type of way. She leans over to Sarah, who's sitting right next to her, and was like, she crossed the wrong person. And then she get to saying to her homegirl sitting across from her, fake, 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 fake. And Taleen hears her. She was like, what was that? Who's fake? And she was like, I'm not talking to you. I wasn't talking to you. Now, we all know you were talking about her. We all know it. But then she likes to play these little games where when somebody confronts her, it's, I wasn't talking to you. I didn't say that. Did I say Taleen? Like, girl, we know you were talking about her. Like, you supposed to be so big and bad. But then when somebody confronts you, you like to play dumb. Make it make sense because it dumb. Brooks says to Sarah, I'll throw my drink in her ugly face, her numb jaw that can't even move. And I was like, well, goddamn, bitch. What kind of friends have y'all been over the last 10 years? So Brooks then, Lesa asks Brooks to come down to their end of the table. She goes down to their end of the table and get to telling them what happened with Taleen, what was just said or whatever, while Taleen is obviously sitting there overhearing everything. Taleen gets upset and Stanbury pulls her to the side and was like, what's going on? And she tells her, and she was like, you know what? I haven't even brought up the whole beggar situation. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to disrespect your house like that. She goes back over there. They all go back in where the dinner table is. And Brooks and Taleen start going at it in front of all of the other guests. And Sarah was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, you guys, I'm so sorry. I'm like, girl, they know what the fuck they signed up for. They know the hell y'all filming a goddamn show. These people came to see a show because they was sitting there like this. Ain't no need to be an embarrassed child. It ain't like y'all was out in public. Y'all was at a private residence. Yeah, these are Stanbury friends, but they know what the fuck is up. Fuck them people. So they get to going at it in front of the guests, and Taleen brings up the beggar comment. And I was like, girl, I thought you just said you weren't going to bring it up because you didn't want to disrespect her in her home. But okay, girl, that went away real quick. So Brooks, once again, tries to downplay what she said to Lesa and Sarah. And so I was like, once again, you be acting pussy. pussy. And I like the fact that Taleen wasn't scared and was getting with her ass at the end of the day. So Rafi, Taleen's husband, was like, what? Correct yourself, lady, when it comes to the beggar comment. And Brooks was like, stay out of it, Rafi. And she was like, I gave a vague everything. No, you didn't give a vague everything, regardless of the fact. You still called your so-called best friend of over 10 years a beggar, which is fucked up. But if what is happening, what I think is happening is the truth, then you got every right to feel some type of way towards Taleen. Brooks then says, drop your drink like that. And Taleen was like, she's the one that's been causing the shit with everyone, and everyone knows it. You're an alcoholic. You drop your drink. And I was like, ooh, the gloves is off. So Taleen goes around the corner. Her husband follows her. And then Brooks goes around the corner and says, Taleen, stop drinking. You're slurring. And I was like, girl, no, you didn't tell nobody to stop drinking with your overly drinking ass. Like, what? So Rafi was like, drinking? You do a lot all the time. You're my girl. Don't get me started. We all do a lot. I do a lot too. Now, towards the end of that, like, he was like trying to joke and be, funny with her, you know what I'm saying, but checking her at the same time. A lot of people will say that Rafi should have minded his business, let the girls argue. I get that 1000%. I do agree that he should have just let it rock. You know what I'm saying? Let them do their little thing. But then on the other side, that's my wife. Y'all been friends for 10 years. I have a relationship with you too. I'm going to be like, yo, you tripping. Like, you're not going to sit up here and play my wife. Like, come on, bro. Like, I know you. You know what I'm saying? So I can understand why Rafi jumped in at the same token. So it kind of goes both ways for me. Like I said, he was like, he wasn't even just calling her out. He even says, I do a lot too. Like trying to, find some commonality with Brooks in that moment. And so Brooks, though, is her with it. And she was like, you want to do this? And Rafi was like, that's my wife. You're not going to throw my wife under the bus. Brooks said, so what do you want to do? What do you want to do? And I was like, now, wait a minute. Now you taking it to a whole nother level. Like you want to box or something with this man. Like, girl, sit down somewhere. So Taleen jumps in and was like, are you challenging my husband? And Brooks says, is your husband challenging me? And I was like, well, oh, wow. Wait a minute. What is happening? Like, huh? Like, I don't know what kind of friendship they've had, but this is wild to me that they're acting like this. So Taleen was like, he's sticking up for me. Where's your husband? And Rafi was like, stop. He trying to get them to stop. Lesa then tries to break them up. And Sergio at the table told him, are you listening to this, honey? Stanbury was like, leave them. Do not get involved. Like, she telling him, leave out of it. Let them do their thing. We don't want no parts of it. But he just got to get in the mix with his little woman ass. Like, oh my God. Brooks was like, don't speak on women's business to Rafi. And Rafi was like, I don't give a damn about these cameras. You better fucking shut your mouth. Now, was he wrong for telling her to fucking shut her mouth? Yes. But was she equally as wrong as getting up in this man's face, basically being on some like, what the fuck up? You want to go outside and square up? Yes. You know what I'm saying? They both were wrong. Both were wrong to me. He shouldn't have told her to shut the fuck up because she still is a woman. And at the same token, she shouldn't have been trying to get smart with that man. The whole thing is just crazy and weird to me. So at this point, Lesa was like, what you're not going to do is threaten a girl. And Brooks was like, what you're not going to do is tell me to shut my mouth. Oh. So she ready to go. He's walking out. Was like, I don't give a fuck about these cameras. So Stanbury, however, because they're inside her house in her living area, she worried about her brand new $50,000 couch because it's white. And she was like, if y'all fuck up my motherfucking couch, bitch, and I don't blame her because that's how I am about my shit. Don't nobody like coming over my house because I be monitoring everything. So Sergio was like, she's a fucking asshole. I don't want Caroline Brooks in my house. And he trying to go in there to get in it. And Stanbury was like, sit down, sit the fuck down. Stop it, sit down, sit the fuck. And I was like, she talked to this man like he's a literal fucking dog. She literally was grabbing him by the arm and made him sit the fuck down, and he sat down. He be trying so hard to be the quote unquote man of the house. And girl, it ain't gonna never happen because you aren't. You aren't. There's no respect there. And I don't care how much he try to cosplay as the big bad wolf and the husband. Girl, nobody sees it for you, Sergio, even your wife. Girl, stop. Outdoors, they yelling and screaming. Now, y'all know it's illegal to yell and scream and curse out in public in Dubai. You can get arrested. So that was another reason why I think Stanbury didn't want him to get involved, because she saw that it was kind of getting out of control. And she was looking at her guests as she was sitting at the table like this. Like, I can't believe this shit is fucking actually happening. My shit. So outdoors, Brooks was like, Rafi, don't you ever talk to me like that. Don't get tough with me, bitch. Talking to Taleen at that point. Taleen smoking a cigarette. And I was like, ew, you smoke cigarettes? Your area outfit was everything. It was either Area or Attico. I think that was Area. But she out there smoking in her Area outfit. And she was like, you keep calling my husband a bitch. Get the fuck out of here. Brooks was like, don't be tough. I may not be married. Taleen, you fucking begging ass bitch. I have all of your messages. And Taleen was like, you're a beggar. You wore my wardrobe last season, bitch. And I was like, whoop, whoop, whoop. Girl, not you borrowing your bestie clothes so you can look good on the show. And then the episode went off. Girl, this was a mess. This was a hot, stankin' mess, but it was a great episode, and I give it an A. The girls are clocking in now. Like I said, the first few episodes were a little rocky, and I was kind of getting real worried that this season was going to be a snooze fest. But these last two have really brought it. Really brought it. I kind of got Brooks back a little bit now with the Taleen situation. Lesa needs to get her jealousy and this controlling of her friendship with Chanel under order. Sarah can honestly go. I don't even understand why Sarah is on the show. Stanbury actually this season isn't getting on my goddamn nerves. I would actually think that her and Lesa and Ayan would be great friends. I really do. I think they would be a great trio. But Lesa just can't see it for her. Maybe she knows more about Stanbury than we do, but she do not see it for that lady. Taleen to me is a social climber. She wants to be famous. And she's fake. I see why her and Brooks were friends for so long, because they both fake. So yeah, that's my thoughts on this week's episode of Real Housewives of Dubai. Y'all let me know down below in the comment section what you guys thought. If you guys did not check out my luxury versus lookalikes video, it's up right now. And please check out my Temu haul video. I have a $100 coupon bundle code for you guys. So check out that video. I love you guys, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.